Self-described as a scrawny kid with buck teeth, growing up in a town with no traffic lights, Brigadier General Rebecca Stevens Halstead is better known to her friends as just Becky. Her steadfast determination to succeed, however, has fueled her historic rise as a leader. Among other outstanding accomplishments, she is the first female graduate of West Point to be promoted to general officer, the first female commanding general at a strategic level of leadership in Iraq, leading 20,000 soldiers and 5,000 civilians from 2005 to 2006. This was a first for our Army and for our nation. She smiles as she says her most valued accomplishment, however, is to have been the first kid from her hometown of Wilseyville, New York, to graduate from West Point. Her sense of humor and commitment to valuing where she came from as much as where she could be going are but two hallmarks of her groundbreaking life. Born in 1959 to Richard and Betty Jean Halstead, she graduated from Candor High School in 1977, and then from the United States Military Academy with a Bachelor of Science degree in 1981. When she entered the United States Military Academy in 1977, she was one of only 104 women to enter in the second class that included women. This was made possible in 1975 when President Gerald Ford signed into law the legislation that created an opening for women applicants at all service academies. In classic steadfast fashion, she went on to serve 27 years with the U.S. Army and retired as a general officer in 2008. Along the way, she served as the first female Chief of Ordnance and Commanding General of the Army's Ordnance Center and Schools, responsible for the leader development and institutional training for the second largest branch in the Army with over 100,000 members of the Ordnance Corps. She served in Europe as the Deputy Commanding General for the 21st Theater Support Command, where she experienced leading a multinational team in wholesale-level logistics operations. Prior to her time in Europe, she served as the Chief Advisor to the 4-star Combatant Commander for Southern Command, whose responsibility encompassed military training and operations for South America. There, she was responsible for coordinating directly with high-level organizations like the Office of the Secretary of Defense, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Department of State, the U.S. Congress, U.S. ambassadors, and equivalent foreign military and civilian organizations. Her successful tour of duty in Iraq and her impressive list of firsts make her one of the most respected women leaders in our nation's history. Without a doubt, she was driven by her two highest priority values: one, making a difference in the lives of others, and two, selfless service. Here is a quote that captures the importance of these values in her success-filled journey. "I've always had this mentality that every day my goal is to make a difference in someone else's life. Typically, what I found is that people who are messing up, whether it's doing drugs or poor performance, well, they don't necessarily wake up in the morning deciding to be the worst person they can be. It's just that their life isn't quite right. So if any influence I can have on them helps make them a better person, helps make the team a better team, helps make the organization more effective, then in my mind, that is tremendous. I like that feeling of putting my head on the pillow at night and being able to think, today, I at least made a difference in one other person's life." Selfless service cannot be measured. It is not a goal or a destination. It is a journey. It springs from the inside and it has no race or gender. It's not a lifestyle, not a moment of courage. It is humbleness in action. Were these just eloquent words, or has she lived out these values in her life's work? Lieutenant Colonel Kirk Whitson said this about General Halstead: "In the Army, we have a set of values that we live by which center on trust and selfless service. She truly is and represents all of those things, and she gets everybody around her to do the same thing." Her decorations include the Distinguished Service Medal, the Defense Superior Service Medal, 2 awards of the Legion of Merit, and the Bronze Star Medal, to name a few. In 2007, she received the National Women's History Project Award for Generations of Women Moving Forward. When asked if she had a favorite song, she said, "Proud to be an American" by Lee Greenwood is one of my all-time favorites. What's she doing now? Well, she's an entrepreneur. She's a woman military veteran entrepreneur. Her company is called Steadfast Leadership, and it is successfully providing effective team leadership training, consulting, and motivational speaking all across the world. Her continuing life of service and commitment to her values is proof that steadfastness, in particular her steadfastness, knows no age and sees no end to serving the purposes to which one feels life calling.